Hey, you guys, I forgot to turn on my Wi-Fi. So, we're here now. I'm so glad you guys are here with me tonight. So I just finished a quick little snack before I went live. And I have to give a shout out to this, this jam. It's amazing. Azure sells it. And it's amazing. It has no sugar. Delicious. So I'm going to order a whole other case of this next month because I'm eating this like candy. It's really good. So, if you guys can hear me and I'm coming through clearly, you guys comment and let me know. We're going to go over my whole order. And I also have my meal plan that incorporates all this food plus a little bit of extra food that I had left over from last month. And that is available down below in an instant download down in the description box. So check that out. But we're going to go over everything I ordered here. If you've never ordered from Azure Standard before, my link is down below. And if you use that link to make your first order, you'll get a share code. You can share with your friends. Sorry about the noise. My daughter's doing the dishes behind you. But with that share code, you can share it with your friends. And when they spend $100, you get $25 off of your next order. So I can add it pretty darn quickly. The link is down below. And if there's not a drop location, Azure Standard delivers all over the United States. But let's say you can't get to the drop location, or let's say you don't have one near you, they also deliver right to your door. So check that out. Obviously, you wouldn't want to do refrigerated items because it'd be really, really expensive to ship them to you. But all the dry goods, for me, it was about equal to get things to my door as far as dry goods are concerned. So, like I said, we had some groceries that were left over from last month, so I'm incorporating those into the meals that are in the meal plan down below. And yeah, so this is what is left, pretty much, that I needed to order this month. So I am going to try the new Bio Nature sourdough noodles. I do have a noodle maker, but my life is too crazy, still coming off of having a baby a year ago. Things have not settled down. So I bought actually a huge box of these, which took the price down to only $3.73 for one box of sourdough noodles. I'm going to use these in a soup this month. All right, we got some frozen vegetables. Uh-oh, what happened to the other ones, guys? Oh, they're right there. Okay. So this is organic green peas that are frozen. We have 5 pounds, and the price was $4.12 a pound, so that's not too bad for organic frozen veggies. Another organic frozen vegetable. I bought 10 pounds of organic green beans. And that took this price down to what? Where is it? I don't know. I think I put away the wrong box. You see a box laying around that has this on it? No, that one's the cheese one.
Where is it?
Oh, it's over there. Hang on one second. Oh, right. Okay. So the green bean price, because I bought 10 pounds, took it down to $2.94. This is going to be a little bit longer of a video, obviously, because this is my life and it's live. Usually I clip these down to 10 minutes or under. So you guys get to enjoy the show tonight. So yeah, $2.94 for frozen organic vegetables. Those are going to be going into a delicious dish called chicken cornbread casserole. So imagine like a chicken pot pie, but with cornbread on the top. Super good. So that's what that's going to be going into. Also, I ordered a huge box. This is a 10-pound box of raisins. This is just for snack purposes, baking purposes, cinnamon rolls, grain-free muffins, that sort of thing. 10-pound box for $28.78, which puts it at $2.87 a pound for organic raisins. I've said this before, but I'll say it again for those of you who this is your first time watching my Azure Standard Haul video. Basically, if you order the raisins in the 10-pound box, they're like much, much more moist than if you order them in a smaller bag. And that is because they're not repackaged by Azure Standard. So that's the reason why. They're delicious. Something new that I ordered this month were some organic rose hips. So rose hips powder. So this is a form of vitamin C. And I usually buy this from like Mountain Rose Herbs or Vitacost, but they have a really screaming deal. It's a whole pound for only $13.12. So we put this in smoothies as a form of vitamin C. I also make my own capsules as a form of vitamin C. So I got 2 of these. Usually I buy cheese in a 10-pound box, but I did not this month because I have leftover cheese, so I did not need 10 pounds. So this is a 5-pound block of organic mild cheddar cheese. This is not raw because I'm going to be baking with it. Came down to $9.35, and I think when you buy 10 pounds, this takes it down closer to the $8 mark a pound. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I think I remember. All right, we have Nancy's sour cream. We're making some delicious, what are they called? Taco Bell quesadillas this month. Oh my goodness, they're so good. So that'll be a live cooking class, but they're, like I said, all these recipes are down below in the instant download link. So this, I bought a whole 6-pack, $3.16 a tub. Not too bad. I did a video on this a few months ago about buying your condiments from Azure in bulk and then recanning them, because things like mustard and ketchup are water bath canned, which means anybody with a large pot and some water can totally re-preserve this and have a large supply. So this is $16.69 for a whole gallon, but if you recan this into jars, it's only $1.04. We refill this, so $1.04 per container for organic mustard. So that's a screaming deal, and every now and then they'll have mustard in the clearance section for really cheap. Okay, so the next thing is garlic, organic garlic. I'm hoping this is coming through okay. If it's not, I hope that whoever's watching can comment because I've had some serious trouble with YouTube. Okay, so we have organic garlic, 1 pound bag, apologize, $8.40. We've got organic onions. I get a bag of these every month. I can't buy organic onions locally, and I only grew so much into the garden this year, which that's going to be changed for this next growing season. I'm planning on growing more. So this is 10 pounds of organic yellow onions for $17.95. In fact, I've already, what's cool about Azure is you can like do a drop-down menu, and in that drop-down menu, you can go to my account and then my orders, and they have all of your past orders listed right on there. And the cool thing about that is that you can go back, this is what I do, is go back and make a list of every single item that you've ordered in the last year, and then I adjust my garden up or down. Because if we didn't have to order something, then we grew enough. And if we had to order some things, then we obviously need to grow a little bit more. So like for onions, I need to grow 300 onions this year. Which sounds like a lot, but when you have a big family like we do, and you're trying to grow a lot of your own food, it's actually not that much if you're only using 300 onions a year. Okay, so this next thing is organic coconut medium shred. I've talked about this before. I use this for on top of yogurt, for like in place of a granola. $19.71 for 5 pounds, so that's not too bad either. I was so happy this stuff was on sale. I don't know if it still is, but if it is, you guys need to grab some. They were talking about, a few months ago about all the port and everything shutdowns and how they weren't going to be able to get olive oil, okay? But olive oil, the price is down, you guys. So I think back at the time in that video, olive oil was like $80-something for a gallon. But guess what, you guys? It's only $51.64 right now. Yes, this is a solid. That means it's good olive oil. But it will become a liquid, obviously, when it comes to room temperature, which is cold from being on the back of the Azure Standard truck. But $51.64. So super good deal. I got 2 of these. One of the recipes in the instant download below calls for mayonnaise, but instead of buying mayonnaise, I'm going to make my own, and so I need olive oil to do that, and I bought the second one because it's such a good deal, and with spring coming eventually, we're going to be eating salads, so I'm going to need the olive oil. Okay, so the next thing is If You Care parchment baking paper. This is a 70 square foot roll for, where did I write it? $6.91. We have coconut oil. This is the cooking kind of coconut oil. for $22.31. This used to be super cheap. It used to be like $17. So coconut products are definitely going up. So if it's something that you use on a regular basis, I would encourage you to stock up on those items because the prices seem to be going up each month. Okay, so we have Grazier's. This is one of our favorites. We get it every month. Raw medium cheddar. This has become baby girl's favorite, one of her favorite snacks. And when you buy it in a 10-pound box, it takes the price down to only $6.57 a pound, which is awesome. And this is also a grass-fed cheese, which is also awesome. They are out on grass for almost the entire year. It's out in Oregon, so this is a really, really good company and delicious cheese. They also make it in a sharp cheddar and all sorts of other things, a pepper jack. Really, really good cheese to try if you haven't already. All right, we have garlic granules. I ran completely out of garlic granules about a week ago. And I had fresh garlic to use instead. But I was like, I'm just going to get 2 pounds. So I bought 2 pounds of organic garlic granules for $13.92. So this would probably fill a shaker at least 6 times, maybe more. It's a whole pound, so it's quite a bit in this bag for only $13.92. And I bought 2 of these, like I said, because I ran out. And it's really interesting the kind of things that you do in the kitchen when you're starting to run out of certain items. We'll just say that. Okay, so this is something I don't typically buy. Canned diced tomatoes. So I'm not completely out from our garden, but because I had a baby, the garden was just not like it usually is, and so we didn't get as many diced tomatoes. In fact, a majority of my diced tomatoes, hey Julie, a majority of my diced tomatoes in jars were from a friend. She had a lot of extra and she was on an extended vacation and allowed me to have her tomatoes. So thank you so much if you're watching. You know who you are. But anyway, I was going to run out mid-month of diced tomatoes. So I bought a whole case, which is 12 of these big 28-ounce jars, which takes the price down to $2.85. These are going to go into a copycat Olive Garden soup recipe. Super good. That's also in that instant download down below. We got pumpkin puree. This is going to sound weird, but also in that download down below is a pumpkin soup, which I thought was disgusting, the sound of it, but the taste of it is absolutely delicious. You can't even tell there's pumpkin in it. It's a very fall type feeling soup when you go to eat it. It's got a lot of fall flavor to it, but it has black beans, and so it's kind of spicy fall, if you will. It's very, very good. So I have a few jars, once again, from the Garden of Pumpkin Puree, but not enough to get through the entire month. So I bought, I think, 2 of these, and the price was $4.40 for a jar. Okay, rutabagas. I've talked about this before. If you are low carb, trying to avoid potatoes for other reasons, rutabagas make a really, really good replacement. You just peel them and chop them up, and if you put them in a soup, it takes on the flavor of the soup. Not a big deal. So these are actually going into, once again, another recipe in the download down below. Cheeseburger soup. This is 5 pounds for $2.39. I'm also finding that you don't have to use as many pounds, if that makes sense, as compared to a potato, because these are more dense. So anyway, like one of these will probably do 2 or 3 soups. If you're buying them in the store, you should try to aim for ones that are smaller than these, a little bit smaller than the softball size. Like this size right here is a really good size. This one's a little bit big, so this one might be slightly bitter. We'll just have to see. But usually, even the bitter ones are okay in a soup. All right, next item is sprouted spelt flour. So I've been using sprouted flours to thicken soups, and this is no exception. So this is 5 pounds for $21.57. Trying to think of the thickened soups that are on there. There's a cheeseburger soup. I think the Copycat Olive Garden soup in the instant download also requires spelt flour. Not this much spelt flour that's sprouted, but just a little bit to thicken the soup. Okay, so these next items are actually going into like a trail mix. We made some last month. The family loved it, and so now we're going to try a new recipe. These are organic carob baking chips that are unsweetened. If you haven't tried these, you really should. Make sure you buy the ones that are roasted. And also there's a powder too. Make sure you buy roasted. If you buy non-roasted of the powder, it kind of tastes like the inside of one of those candy Whoppers, like that malt, which isn't a bad taste, but when you're after chocolate, it's not what you're after. So these are the roasted carrot baking chips that are unsweetened, $9.92 for 1 pound. I got 2 of these bags. So one of them is going to go into chocolate chip cookies, and the other one is going to go into trail mix. Okay, we have organic dried cranberries. This is part of the trail mix, so this should be delicious. This is 1 pound for $10.05. So what's for dinner tonight? We'll take a break and talk about that. Tonight for dinner is the golden lentil soup. It's also in the download below, and we've made it here on the channel before. Delicious, delicious, delicious. We usually don't like lentils, but that soup is amazing, and if you haven't tried it, you need to. So good. Okay, so then we got some raw peanuts. This is going to go into peanut butter. So in order to properly prepare peanuts and nuts in general, to take away the phytic acid and take away the enzyme inhibitors so that your body can access the nutrients, these are going to have to be soaked, redehydrated, roasted, and then ground into a peanut butter, but it's well worth it. It's the best peanut butter you've ever had in your life. 5 pounds of raw peanuts. That's one thing I love about Azure Standard is they sell raw nuts. Can't get that hardly any other place. There's one place that's 2 hours away from us that sells raw nuts. I'm not going to drive 2 hours to buy raw nuts. So anyway, this is 5 pounds for $21.55. This is raw peanuts. In the past, I have ordered just the already roasted peanuts that are organic and just ground them inside the food processor to make peanut butter. So I'm trying to take myself a step up and start properly preparing the peanuts. It's a much longer process, but it'll be good. We just gotta get back on track. Okay, so the next thing is non-GMO flame raisins. We've never tried this before, but we're gonna put it inside the trail mix. $3.93. Let's see what else. This is another container of raw peanuts. 2 pounds, sorry, for $9.16. And we have some pecan halves. This is 2 pounds for $19.14. And all these are raw, so they're all going to get soaked, they're all going to get rehydrated, and they're all going to be put into the yummy trail mix as crispy nuts. Down on the floor, I'm super, super excited about this. I had to order number 2 carrots because number 1 were out, but these are beautiful. I took a break. For months because I got frustrated with their tiny little carrots. And they have big carrots this time. I'm so happy. So this is 25 pounds for $34.75. I'm really happy about that. So that was my Azure haul, except for we did buy some kelp for our goats. That's under kelp for animals. I think when you look in the search bar. And we feed that alongside their other mineral buffet. And they love it. So anyway, we've been buying a bag every month. And this usually happens right before kidding season because we're about 3 to 4 weeks out from kidding season. And so they're piling up on the kelp because it has selenium and vitamin E along with a ton of more micronutrients. So anyway, Azure carries it. Amazing. And then, let's see, what else was I going to say? So that is a majority of the groceries for the haul, okay, for that meal plan that's down below, the instant download. Includes all this food and then some, because we do grow our own chicken here. I already have beef inside the freezer because we buy it from a farmer. I already have pork inside the freezer because we buy it from a farmer. But all of that, the way the instant download works is you click on it, and when it downloads, it has a list of all of the meals, and it has a shopping list. And so I calculated out groceries for a family of 4. And so when you click on it, if you have like a family of 8, you would take those numbers and double them for an entire month. Or let's say you're a family of 4 and you can't afford a whole month's worth of groceries all at once. All you have to do is take my shopping numbers on the instant download, divide it by 4, and you have 1 week's worth of groceries. Or divide it by 2, and you have 2 weeks of groceries. So you can divide the shopping cart amounts down however you need to fit your family. The way I have always done it is I take all of those numbers that are instant download down below and I take them times 2. The reason why I double it is because we will do this meal plan for 2 months. That is the way that I have found the most savings for my large family. We have 8 people to feed here. And I pick out 8 meals and I make them. Every time I make them, I make enough to make lunch the next day. Or to be lunch the next day. Have some leftovers. And that way you can buy in bulk. So you can buy in bulk pretty much everything on the Azure order. Or if you go to Costco or Sam's Club. It's the way you can save the most money on your groceries is just by having one meal plan and taking it times 2 months. So that is what the instant download is below, and it has all of the recipes as well. So if you are one that watches all of my live cooking classes and you wish there was a printed out form of the recipes, I got your back. It's down below. So check that out. But other than that, that was my Azure haul, you guys. Check in the comments. Hang on. I know Julie said something. Hang on. Is it going to let me? Julie says, Azure is great for all raw nuts. It is. I'm actually surprised at the amount of like different varieties that they sell. Also, one of the things that Azure does that's amazing is they sell what's called transitional. So they'll have like dried fruit that's transitional or raw nuts that's transitional. And the cool thing about that is that the transitional means that it wasn't organic, but they're transitioning to organic, and you can get it for a cheaper price even though it's not sprayed. So always keep your eyes out for that. Also, always keep your eyes on the clearance section. If you don't know about the clearance section, let me help you out. I've been ordering Azure for 8 years, and I just found out about the clearance section like 4 months ago. Life-changing. So it's the drop-down menu, and you click shop, and then it's like all the way down to the bottom almost, and it's just the clearance section. And that clearance section changes sometimes 3-4 times a day, sometimes once a day, depending on what they have that they're going to put into the clearance section. And then when you press checkout with your cart and you add some clearance items, you have a greater chance at getting those items. I've always gotten my clearance items. My other friend that does a lot of clearance here on the drop, she's always gotten all of her clearance items, but I have heard from some of you guys that it didn't work for you and you didn't get the clearance items even though you were checked out. So I think it's probably still up in the air, but for my record, I've always gotten everything that I had from the clearance section that I put into my cart if I was already checked out before I added it to my cart. So that's that, you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. If you missed the beginning, this is an Azure product as well. You guys should check it out. This is delicious. This is Crofter's Organic Apricot, just fruit spread. There's no sugar in this, added sugar. It is delicious. I find myself eating it on a spoon. I love apricots, but they make other flavors as well. So check it out if you haven't ordered it yet. It's definitely worth ordering. And other than that, that's all I have for you guys. I'm going to be making some more videos this week. I've got some water bath canning that needs to take place this week. So we'll have a video out for that. I also haven't made it out to the new chicken coop to show you guys. It has been really cold here. So anyway, I'm waiting until tomorrow or the next day because it's supposed to be in the 40s. So I won't freeze so much going out there to give you guys a tour. So that will be coming. So we got lots of content coming out this week. So keep your eyes on the channel. And then we will plan on doing a live cooking class next Tuesday because I don't have anything going on. So I'm sorry there was no class tonight, but my Azure haul came literally at 4:15 and we were not even leaving the drop until 5:15. And so this is what had to work. But anyway, that is what I ordered, you guys. Thanks for jumping on. If you guys have not subscribed, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for joining me.